Crisis rocks Synagogue of All Nations as members reject TB Joshua's wife as a successor. Mrs. Evelyn Joshua, wife of TB Joshua, has been rejected by members of Synagogue of All Nations to lead the church. Before I move ahead with the stories, I say hi to everyone and I welcome you on this platform. This is Go King channel powered by Youth Kingdom. We all know that Synagogue of All Nations is a church always surrounded with controversies. More especially when the founder of Synagogue of All Nations was alive. Even in death and in alive, he's a man surrounded with controversies through his antecedents. Even as at the moment, the controversy still rocks Synagogue of All Nations. With the topic and the idea I have brought in concerning what members and the church is saying about the wife, is still a controversy rocking this woman that the members couldn't even allow her to lead the church. Now I want to give you the rest of the news. Yes, as they say, the world is a stage. And really, TV Joshua have come and played his role on this very world. But people couldn't even allow him to rest in peace because of whatever they think that he contributed, honestly or forcefully, through his evangelism and through his actions and inactions. Honestly, church members showed their grievances as they rejected the leadership of Mrs. Evelyn regarding the affairs of Synagogue of All Nations. It is a fact that TB Joshua died suddenly without naming a successor, but the wife was left without any option other than to take the mantle of leadership of Synagogue of All Nations. According to opinion polls, there are those saying against Evelyn's emergency as the leader of the church. They said the late founder expected his successor to be from among the pastors in the church whom he had anointed. But some members claim that the role has been swept away by by few members whom they alleged were building stumbling blocks against the progress of the church. A statement came from Akure, and the statement is coming under the auspices of Global Congress of Scoan members, GCXM, and the statement was signed by one Adedeji Opeyemi, president of GCSM, and secretary, Mr. Brown Chimezie. The Scoan members called on all Christians and people all over the world to help in sustaining the church from ruin, from going down the drain. They said again that the biggest task was to honor the last wish of Prophet TB Joshua and keep his flag flying. They said they are worried about the emergency of Miss Evelyn Joshua's emergency, the wife of the late founder who made unilateral declaration of herself as the new leader of the church. Here they dropped a bombshell. They said that Miss Evelyn claimed a congregation of 2,000 church members appointed her to be the leader. Our voices are saying that this is ridiculous. Where did the meeting hold was the question the generality of members asked. Was it through a yes vote? Another question. Was it through election? Another question. Was it through anointing by the 2,000 members? The biggest question. Follow me to hear the gist in details. Where is the resolution of the 2,000 members? Can 2,000 members pick a successor in a church with millions of members all over the world in 5 continents? What is the constitution of the church? Was it followed? The question was everything done according to constitution, according to due process of the church? This is the question. And the only person to answer this is all members of Synagogue of All Nations. They also claim that Pastor T.B. Joshua never ran the church on the basis of profit. And today, there is a design by the newly self-imposed leader, Mrs. Evelyn Joshua, to commercialize every activity in the church for money. I laugh. Because if you ask me to say here, there is nothing during the time of T.B. Joshua that was not commercialized in Synagogue of All Nations. So what this is a point I cannot believe in, or they can claim is right. So there is a mix-up here. Now think about this. They said Mrs. Evelyn Joshua is not a pastor. She was never anointed by Pastor Joshua. She was not part of the founding members of the church. What is the basis of her emergency as the person now parading herself as the new leader? Now, under the aegis of Scoan Congress, made up of members from 188 countries, we shall continue to inform and educate the public, people all over the world, on every development at the Scoan until wisdom, the ways of God, and common sense prevail. As the controversy continued, there is another group who call themselves CMXC, concerned members of Synagogue Church. They made their own appeal and statement. Hear them. They said they are worried over emergency of the wife of the founder, Mrs. Evelyn Joshua, as successor of her husband. They are calling all Christians and lovers of the church for immediate intervention to save the church from ruin. Vehemently, they said the church is going through a difficult time. They appeal to members to help sustain the church. This is their point. They said to all members of Scoan family, to Christians and people all over the world, we appeal to your conscience to help in sustaining the Synagogue Church of All Nations. From ruin, we need your prayers now. The church is passing through difficult times. The challenges are not difficult to bring down, but some people in the church wish to pile up more troubles. Since the passing into eternity of the founder, the man of God, Pastor T.B. Joshua, efforts have been made to ensure his legacy thrives. For the church members, millions of them all over the world, the biggest task is to honor the last wish of the man of God and keep his flag flying. Unfortunately, the activities of a few members of the church are building stumbling blocks against the progress of the church. Therefore, we appeal to all and sundry, and let all hands be on deck so that we continue to lift this church up to a greater height than to allow it to be ruined by those ones who have ulterior motive against the church. And it is meant to believe that really church have been staged as a place, all kinds of manipulations becomes the order of the day. All this must stop. Because if Nigeria is an organized society, if Nigeria pastors and people surrounding them knows what they are doing in the name of serving God, at this stage, this controversy could have never been a news. There is no way controversy will grew out of this church. Everything could have been done peacefully and quietly, and nobody could have made stories out of whatever is going on in Synagogue of Foundation at this point in time. The dignity of the church will continue to flow. Members will continue to feel good, and peace will continue to reign. Even at the absence of the founder of the church will continue to grow higher and higher and prophesying what God expects from humanity. Well, I don't know what might be your opinion, but I'm saying clearly, we are not doing it right. Those ones who believe they are churches, those ones who believe they are religious, completely, they are seeing things out of context, and they need a change so that God and the heavenly will take a lead. I thank you for listening. Have a pleasant day. See you on top.